Oh, what a beautiful day. Just bear with me where I'm just going to be back on. Just bear with me. You'll just have to bear with me. I'm just getting a vape. Anybody who's out there? I don't know. Good morning, Matt. How are you, mate? I've just come on. Basically, I've got a bit of a giveaway today, but it's not a giveaway for you. It's basically just the results of a giveaway. But good morning to you. Morning to you. So, get my cup of tea ready. Hiya, Steve. All right, mate. Big fan big fan. Love your videos. Also, when you make mods, yeah. Cheers. Thanks very much. Hiya, Colin. Hi, Prof. Matt. I am great. Yourself? Hey, mate. I'm fine. I guess you're wondering why I've got an hat on today. Basically. From that look of mess. Basically, what it is, I'm going to be doing a draw out of this after. I'm going to be putting it there, you see. So I'm going to be putting it there, and I'm going to be putting some names in, and it's for the giveaway for the Vapeston. Yeah. For those who've entered it on my community page, so don't bother entering now because basically competition is closed. But I have got another one coming up anyway. So all my live thing for really is to sort of put names in the hat and pull one out, and that's the winner. End of. Yeah, I'm great. You, bud? Yeah, I'm fine. Sorrow about that I typed too quick. Yeah, so obviously I'm like that. I use one finger, and I've got a dyslexic finger, so I always have a bit of an issue. Like, sorry about the quality of the picture, guys. I still haven't got geared up yet for a camera for doing live stuff. I am looking into it, and I promise you I will sort it out at some point. Yeah. Like the art. Morning, Prof. Hiya, Gareth. Matt, you know what? Up to now, not a single person who's entered in this competition has actually come online. But then again, nobody knows anyway. I don't sort of advertise beforehand that I'm going to go live, do I? I was about to ask how to enter. Sorry, Colin. I'll tell you what, mate. No, can't do it. Can't do it. I don't know how to get onto the other screen. The competition, all my competitions are run on my community page. So basically, if you go into into Professorvapes, you'll see that as a community page. And any competitions I've got is on there. Now, what I normally do, or what because I've only just started doing this, yeah. What I do, I've got another video coming up, and in that video, we'll tell you about the competition. No, it won't. No, it won't. You'll have to go to the community page, and then you'll have to watch the video that refers to, and at that point you can enter the competition. Now, I'm not deciding what I give away on that competition yet, but it'll be something good, definitely something good. I mean, that, to be honest, if we didn't have two, I wouldn't be giving it away because that tank is awesome. It really is awesome. The only fallback with the tank is I would have liked to have seen a rebuildable deck as well, but beggars can't be choosers, can they? Right, I was about to ask how to enter. Oh, sorry, mate. It's too late. I really apologise about that. Maybe I should start. Maybe what I will do in the future, I'll do a live one. Yeah, that might be a good idea. Yeah, I'll tell you what the issue is. I'm one of these guys who's got no money, so posting stuff out is an expense to me, which I don't want. So what I normally do in the competitions is say, you pay the postage, but I'll give you the stuff. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if that's all right with everybody else, they can enter any competition that I do. And I also hate wearing. This is another thing about life. I hate wearing glasses, but I can't read the text on the right hand side unless I put my glasses on. You know what I mean? Right. I see. First time on my stream, Matt. Well, to be honest, mate, I haven't done many. I've probably done around about 3, and I don't really keep them up. You know, like a lot of people keep them up for the future. I sort of delete them after a couple of days. Rewatching myself, and I think, how embarrassing that. You know what I mean? This is my first time in your stream. Yeah, okay, no problem. So, has anybody got anything good to talk about? All I can tell you at the minute is that I'm in the kitchen, as you can see behind me, in my kitchen, And I'm looking out my window at the side here, which is looking very depressing because it's the UK. Never looks any different. I'm sure you would know. Steve. Someone's here. I use 26 gauge Clapton, 6 rats, blah blah blah. They've got 20 watts. Would love to achieve 26 with Campbell. Beautiful. I love me mod. I really do. I'm going to put it down for now. I'm going to put it down. Yeah. Right. So what I'm going to do anyway. So you can all be witnesses. I've got a load of pieces of paper here, and you can see the names as I screw them up. I'm just going to sort of wrap them up like that. Yeah. I'm going to get it out of the way. Get it out of the way. So that's one, as you can see, one in the act. Yep. I'm sure I've got one missing somewhere. There's another one there, which is Craigie. Do the same with that. Just wrap it up. Bang! I've dropped 2 on the floor. I've dropped 3 on the floor. Oh my god! Right, the next one is polyphony epathy, is it? Something like that. I don't know if you can see it. I'm doing this so you can see that I'm not cheating in any way. You know what I mean? There's no sort of holes at the bottom of my hat. So I'm sticking these in. Bob Atherton, is it? Yeah, Bob Atherton, you're going in. Not a lot of people entered, actually. I expected more people, but then again, it is one of my first, giveaway sort of thing. Maximus, I'm trying to read this on the camera. Is it Maximus? It's supposed to be Maximus or something like that. Whatever. Stick that in there. He knows who it is. Like I say, I am a bit dyslexic, so my fingers do the same. Now, this next one, even though he didn't enter on that page, he did actually email me the answer. And the only reason he didn't enter on that page was simple. He was doing it from his phone, and apparently you can't access that page from there. So I'm going to have to think something up. So, Cornish, you're going in. Let's have a look. I'm Venom. Yep, you're going in. Hiya, Jet, all right. It was your birthday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday, yeah. Marcus Bates. You're going in. W. Loke. I think that's how you say it. You're going in. By the way, guys, good luck. If any of you are watching, obviously you'll watch later on if you're not on now. Well, this is the draw. G-Dog. I don't know why, but I'm sort of hoping that he wins, you know what I mean? But maybe I shouldn't be like that. I had a good banter with him yesterday. Screw that one up. John Nash, big fan of mine. No preference, John. You're just in the box with everybody, in the app with everybody else. If you're watching, what is just proving that you are going in there, yeah. Simon Townsend, yeah. Morning, Shadow. How are you? I'm just doing a bit of a giveaway here for people who entered the competition on my community page. And Julie Dickinson. You see that? Yep, there we go. Now, believe it or not, that's everybody who's entered the competition to win that. How come we was only that amount? I've got no idea. I mean, just give you a quick show again. Well, you can't even see it with that. Let's just open it up. Just show you what that person's going to win. There it is. You see it? Beautiful, beautiful. So wrap that back up, put that back in there, put it back in its case, and all I'm going to do now is give it a bit of that like that. Yeah. As you can see, no magnets on my hand or anything like that. We have to be careful, don't we, just in case. And we'll just sort of just pick one out. There it is. There it is. Not even messing about. Keep hold of that one there. Let's put the out of the way and let's see who won it. Let's see who won it. Oh my God. John Nash, you crafty gets. Well, John, you know what I mean? Contact me, mate. As I say, you just pay the postage, and that's yours, mate. It's yours. I bet you never thought you were going to win that, did you? Good on you. I don't know. I was hoping it was going to be somebody else as well, you know what I mean? But then again, you just sort of take it as it comes, that sort of thing. So let's get back to it. How is everybody? I've only come on to do that pull out, but might as well stay a little bit while I'm here, eh? Oh, I don't know if you see. Have you seen Jet? Did you see me pipe? Did you see me pipe that I made? You like that? Look at that. There you go. There you go. So basically, competition's out of the way. I'll have to take the stand out of the way now. This will be my stand that I use to put my hats on. Get that out of the way. Make it a bit clearer. I've had to elevate everything just to sort of do that. Weird way. I know a lot of them do like a little electric thing on the phone, don't they? I don't do mobiles. Don't do them at all. We have these, but not as big. Well done, Nasha. Gotta go now. See you guys. Hey, Jet, thanks for calling in. I know you was in for a while yesterday. I'm not going to be doing a live one every day, just whenever I can, that sort of thing. Not a lot's gone on this week. I've not had nothing in the post or anything like that. I've not been out. I've just I've been basically in my shed, yeah, which is down there, sort of messing about with a new mod that I'm making. I've got a belly one in my mind, but it's just sort of getting it there, you know what I mean? But I've got a new pipe mod that I'm making. Well, what's really, really special, and the hard part about it is because it's a solid chunk of wood, is getting everything in and getting them in the right place. Very difficult. And this particular one that I'm making, it's going to be like an AIO pipe. So you won't have any tanks showing. You know what I mean? I just want it to look like a pipe. That sort of thing. Josruel das Syndicat. Good morning to you as well. I have to get going now. Well, no worries, Matt. You know what I mean? At least you called in. You stuck your nose in to see what it was about, that sort of thing. So good luck to you, mate. Oh, new mod. Cool. Yeah, well, Steve, I spend an awful lot. You don't see a lot of the mods that I make. You really don't. I do a lot of mods. Some don't actually ever get finished. You know what I mean? Because they can't quite work the way I want them to work, that sort of thing. Very frustrating, especially when you've done a lot of work, because most of my mods, being a person who loves timber, yeah, most of my mods are actually timber. So with the odd brass one and the odd copper one and that sort of thing, I work with what I can get hold of, that sort of thing. And I also convert things, like if I go on a car boot, I'll see something, I'll think to myself, will that make a good mod? Will it be unusual enough? That sort of thing. I made a few mods for friends as a surprise. I'm not one of them people who'll turn around and say, yeah, go on, I'll make a mod for you. It's just like, you're messing about on the side. I mean, I've actually had a couple of mods come back from people I've made mods for, because time's moved on and better devices come out, that sort of thing, and they don't want to throw them away, so they sort of return them. It's a good thing to me, because I've got like this little stash then of stuff, as I've progressed along, that sort of thing. I love the aesthetics of the pipe mod. Yeah, do you know what it was with it? I'd tell you, where is it again? What it was is I'd been working on a piece of timber there. I don't know if you can see it. That was perfectly round. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that. That's the back side. That's the other side. Yeah, and I was trying to figure out how to utilize it, and then I'd been watching the Aussie Vapor, and for some reason he got me sort of a bit enthusiastic about making another one, and then I decided what I wanted to do was make a mechanical mod what has no wires in whatsoever. Yeah. And all these, I mean, that there, believe it or not, the full thing, the full hinge that I've used there is, I've actually made it. It's not something you can go out and buy. I've made it. I wanted everything to be authentic. And then my mechanism for the switch, because as you can see, it just jumps back up. That's just magnets. It just fell in line right. And then you really can't appreciate how nice this pipe is unless you've got it in your hands, or we need a better camera to show it off. The way it stands up and everything, I just love it. You know what I mean? And it is really a nice chill out pipe. I keep wondering whether I should do it on a give, give it away, that sort of thing, and I don't know yet. It's just hard. It's hard to part with one of your babies, if you know what I mean. Yeah. I've actually got a tank in, but it will take a dripper. I've made it to sort of take quite a few different things. You know what I mean? It is very, very small, I've got to admit. But that was the only part I didn't make on it, and I was actually going to make the tank. I was going to make the tank, and then I sort of held back from it. But it didn't turn out the way I wanted it to, but it turned out okay. You know what I mean? It really did. I know what I'm like. What am I like? Anyway, I'm going to sort of give it around about another 15 minutes, and then I'm out of there, because basically it was just a giveaway. Congratulations to John Nash. And I know he does sort of, fair dues to the guy. He does actually take part in a lot of my videos. He always leaves comments, that sort of thing. And it's nice to see that a regular's won it, that sort of thing. Because the competition was open to everybody else. Now, here's one thing what I've been dabbling for like the last year now. And the pipe mods is sort of the ideal thing. And I don't earn no money from this, but I'd like to earn a little bit just to sort of renew the equipment. I'm never going to start begging for it or anything like that. And I'm thinking, if I go on Patreon and I put videos up there, not reviews, not reviews. I mean, reviews, I want to do them all the time, you know what I mean? But like on my pipes, yeah, I'll do the review of the pipe, no problem on YouTube. But I'm thinking of doing the videos how I made it on Patreon. You think that's a good idea? I mean, I'm not going to keep it on Patreon. It's like keep it on Patreon for about a month, and then send it live on YouTube, and just sort of throwing it out there. Do you think it's a good idea, or what? I've got no idea. Do you think people would actually, I don't know, pay a couple of quid to sort of go online and watch them videos of how they made and things like that? I look terrible in this light. I look like dead pale on this side, don't I? I'm just sort of throwing it out there and thinking, what should I do? You know what I mean? Turned okay. You're too modest. It's bloody awesome, but that's a good idea. Yeah. It's not. You know what? I tell you what. I've always gone through life. I'm one of them people who goes through life, and I look at things and I just think that I can do it. You know what I mean? And I know where it falls apart with everybody is they want to make something like that in a weekend. It's not going to happen. I mean, I don't know if you can see, it looks shiny, doesn't it? Does it look shiny to you? Everything looks like it's not any lacquer or anything on that. That is just pure polishing, not with a polish, just with different grades of sandpaper until I've got that. And this is cherry wood, by the way. This here is cherry wood. And believe it or not, I actually grew that. It's actually a piece of cherry out of my garden, off my tree. And I cut it off about a year ago and let it season out. You know what I mean? Still got a piece left. So that's cherry wood. It's just a matter of polishing it up, that's all. The rest of it, which is here, yeah. Now, if you can see that, wood, that's mahogany there. And this is another mahogany, but a different, different shade, that sort of thing. These are quite easy to make once you know how. That's just a matter of, there's a way of making them, you know what I mean? I've got a video coming up on how to make these, so it might be useful for some people to try. I just like long stems. The reason why I like long stems, I like a cool vape. So what you get with something like that, when it's traveling all that way, by the time it's got there, it's a nice cool vape. It's very similar to what you used to get from a cigarette. A nice cool vape, nothing warm at all whatsoever. And that's even if I had a sub. I mean, this isn't really capable of sub ohm. It's only got an 18350 battery in it. Yeah, it's a mechanical mod. I mean, that's it. It's nothing special, but it's a good little chill out device, that sort of thing. But if I was to make that I mean, the next one I have, I'm making sub-on. You understand what I'm saying? I'm making sub-on. I'm still undecided whether I'm putting a long stem on it or not, but it will be coming up anyway. I'd love to make something like that. I'm crap at woodwork. You see, that's. I tell you what it is, yeah. When it comes to woodwork, all right, yes, I am a joiner and I've been through that all my life. But I mean, I even remember when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I used to whittle away on a piece of tin because my dad used to do it. And it's just down to patience. It's down to not trying to rush something. It's about taking your time, and eventually you will get there. And I say that to anybody. Don't think for 1 minute that you're not capable of doing it, because you are. I mean, if you can hold a little carving knife, you're capable of doing it. And in some cases, a lot of people make mods using a lot of CNC. And I mean, I can't afford a CNC machine. I've seen the price of them. And to be honest, them are the cheats to me, because basically they're just programming it in, and away you go. It's just like you can mass produce them. With something like that, the good thing about something like that is you cannot mass produce it. It's never going to happen. Anything with, a lot of curves on and uh, 3 dimensions, which can't be achieved on CNC without an awful lot of work, an awful lot of maths. It's just not going to happen. You know what I mean? You might get something what looks like that, but a bit plainer. But I don't think you'll ever get something what actually looks like that. So at the minute, we've got. I've just lost one. We've got 7 people in. I've only got another 10 minutes to go. Yes, cup of tea. So let's get enough about my pipe now. No matter how proud I am of it. I'm trying to think of things that I've got coming up. I haven't really got. I'm going to be getting in the studio at weekend. I'm not doing nothing till weekend. I've got too many things on my plate, and I've got a couple of devices and a few juices to do. So I'm looking forward to be honest, I always look forward to doing the juice reviews more than what I do the others. There's less work in it. You understand what I'm saying? That's not being lazy. It's just like if you really knew what I have to go through to get some of my videos up, it's like, well, would you do it? But yeah, I like sticking to it. Coffee man myself. Well, I used to up till around. I'm going to tell you something now, Steve. I used to roast my own coffee beans. Believe it or not, in Manchester, where I am, is a place, the ABC Yard, a lot of people know about it. But just around the corner from there is one of the world's leading coffee roasters. They actually roast green coffee beans. And I went down one day just to see where I could buy cream. They hope that they sell to me, you know what I mean? Because they sell to industry. And I went down and I says, I've got a coffee roaster at home and I want to give it a try. Have you got any green beans? Because it's hard to get all the green beans. And he took me around the factory and it was like, whoa, I wish in them days YouTube had been on, because it made a really good video. And he took me around the factory and I bought these, he gave me the green beans. That's what he did. He gave me like a 5 kilo bag of green beans. Got home and I started roasting my own coffee beans. And I used to love coffee. I still do. I still drink, espresso and things like that. But because of my illness, the doctor says you've got to cut down on this, got to cut down on that. So that's one of the reasons really that I don't sup a lot of coffee. Yeah, I'm a tea person. I was working in the States a few years ago, and it was like a nightmare trying to get all the tea. It really was. Nowhere served it, but it was actually a Twinings shop out there. And for some reason, I think the Americans think that we all love Twinings. They don't realize that we love PG, or any of the standard tea bags. You know what I mean? I'm trying to think of the others now. It's with Taifu, yeah. But for some reason, I think the Americans think that we all drink. Uh, what did I just say now? Twinings, yeah, Twinings. And it's like when you go to a shop over there, what sells Twinings, you're going to be paying through the nose for it, and all you're doing is dunking it in a cup at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So I haven't got anything else in front of me. As I say, I wasn't geared up to do any sort of review of products or whatever. Beautiful. beautiful. I don't know what it is. Sometimes I'd like to sort of get the old Suvom out and sort of give it a few toots for about half an hour or something like that before I go back to me tobacco, which I love. Yeah, but it's just that every now and then it's like, yeah, look at the cloud. I mean, I'm not a cloud chaser. You'll always see me doing this indoors. You'll never see me doing it outdoors, that sort of thing. Right, so I think we're getting on. I've still got another 5 minutes left. Why am I watching the clock? I never watch the clock normal. Never. So anyway, for those who keep asking me on email, Expo, no, I will not be going to Expo. Not the May one anyway. Because I'll be away. Well, I'm hoping to be away. And besides the point, the May one to me, bit busy. Yeah, a bit busy. It's just a little bit busy sort of thing. That's the problem is with me living in Manchester and Expo being in Birmingham. It's one of them events that it takes you like, really you need 2 days to look around it. Well, you don't. If you're the person who's going there to buy, I'm sure you can get around it in a day. But when you're a person like me, and a lot of other reviews will tell you that, you get stopped at stalls, yeah, at the stores, and you find yourself talking to them for it because you're going there to search out information to sort of throw over to you guys. That's what I go there for. I don't go there to buy nothing. I don't go there to get anything. All I really go down there for is to see anything anything new what's out, or anything that I'd like to cover, that sort of thing, and to ask about certain products. Like Nick salts. I know nothing about Nick salts. I'm not trying Nick salts. I had a discussion the other night about it, and it didn't sound very good to me. You know what I mean? But so I can't really comment on something like that. So if I went to Vape Expo, that's probably something which I'd cover because I'd probably ask more questions. Although when I went to the last Vape Expo, it was a company there doing Nick salts to other companies. It's just that they didn't really want to talk to me. Ageism. Yeah. I think that's it. I don't think anybody's doing. Why is there not? No, it's morning, isn't it? That's why. The other day I had loads of people on here chatting away, and now nothing at all. So it's nothing new. Absolutely nothing new. There's nothing I can say. No new products that's come out. What sort of gone ding? Nothing at all. With the exception of a couple of mods that I've seen, and then when I went to look at them at the shop, it was like, I'm buying it because it's got a colour screen. You know what I mean? I'm buying it just because it's got a colour screen. At the end of the day, it didn't do anything. I mean, I suspect that later on this year you'll be getting a mod that's got a camera built in. I can see it. I can see it. I can see a mod with a camera built in, so you can take selfies while you're vaping. That sort of thing. I did see one the other day, and I think Rick Tripper's featured it, yeah. And what it is, it's a mod, and you can change so that when you're vaping, when you blow your vape out, you can hold it there, and it'll change the colour of the vape. And it's like, oh come on! If that isn't sort of gear that try to get youngsters to start vaping, I don't know what is. I mean, really, you're going to sort of go, you're going to go like that. You're going to go. I think you're going to hold the torch there while it changes colour. I mean, who needs that? I bet there's a few out there who do, isn't there? You bet a few out there who go, yeah, I want one of them. I really do. You vape Turkish tobacco, don't you, bud? Where you get it from? I make my own Turkish. Basically, no, tell a lie. I buy a concentrate and then make my own. I think I showed you that the other day, didn't I? There you go. There's my supply that I've just made up. Beautiful. And basically, that is where Darkstar is where I get my concentrate from. Yeah, I get a Turkish concentrate from them, and then I totally ignore their method of mixing. Totally ignore it. Yeah, because they tell you I put 20% of Turkish in. I put something like 10%. All I can tell you is if going for an IVG thing, which I never vape tobacco at IVG, never. Then you're going to need to put more concentrate in because VG doesn't hold flavour like PG does. So if you're doing something like, basically, let's say a 70, no, yeah, 70-30, no, 60-40. Yeah, if you're doing that's a 60-40. If you're doing a 60-40, so that's 60 PG, VG and 40 PG, then you can put less flavouring in because it's very, very strong. And I like a nice mild tobacco, that sort of thing. Now, if you want the recipe for Turkish tobacco itself, maybe what I could, because you can make Turkish tobacco out of other concentrates. Maybe I should do a video on that, and I might do in the future. But I've got to be honest, it's not as nice as the stuff you can already get what the concentrate is. So Dark Star is where I get mine from. If you want a really good Turkish, try Yalik. Yeah, I've tried theirs. Awesome. Just a bit pricey for me because I've got to get it shipped across. That's all. And it's my everyday vape, so therefore I'll learn how to make my everyday vape. It will be a mod built into a mobile phone. Yeah, well, that's already there, Carlos. Basically, it's already been done. Yeah, I think you can get a cover for the iPhone which turns it into a vape. Alan Curtis, Carlos, you didn't win, by the way. I did. If you check the live stream from the start, you'll see that I put your name in there, mate. But you just didn't win it. So maybe next time. Maybe. Looks like a sample for the doctors, Steve. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? That's what tobacco ones look like, mate. And to be honest, that's been in there for a month now. It's been in my fridge for a month. It's just about getting there right now for it to start vaping it. I keep it all. I always keep me juice in the fridge. Best place to keep it, without a doubt, because it's dark when the door's closed, isn't it? You know what I mean? I've never tried it. What does it taste like, Steve? Steve Carlton. Right. Basically, on my journey through the ages, on my journey through tobacco to try and find one what tasted like smoking. Yeah, smoking a cigarette. That's it. Now, when it comes to cigarettes, a lot of people would say Turkish. They've got it in their mind that it's like Marlboro. It's nothing like Marlboro. So they've got it in their mind that it's like Camel. No, it's nothing like Camel. It's actually like a Virginia tobacco. Bit sweet, yeah, a little bit sweet. But it's very similar to a Turkish tobacco, but a strong cigarette. Hence, that's why I weaken it down and I get a mild one. So it's like the nearest thing I found at the beginning, yeah. I mean, I did like IY4, but it was the nearest thing that I found at the beginning, which prevented me from going back to cigarettes because I was getting what I say. I never, when I sort of started vaping, it's not that I wanted to stop smoking. I enjoyed a cigarette. It was because of my health that I knew I had to stop smoking. It was because of the people around me that I knew I had to stop smoking, and it was the cost. You understand? That's what gets me now about vaping with IVG. You know what I mean? And bloody big bottles and the extortionate prices they charge. When you make your own liquid, you'll find how much you really are being ripped off by a lot of juice companies. So it was all part of that. That's what I went in that ump for. You know what I mean? Mr. Bones, how are you, mate? All right? Yeah, do you know what, Shadow? I think you're right on that. It's like that. It's got no, I mean, bike mod, yeah, it's got no lights on it. I mean, I've got to be honest, if I got it all covered like that, you can't even see the bloody tank. And people think that you're smoking a pipe, not vaping one. That's me, yeah. Steve Carlton, star. What's a star? Good morning to you, my friend. Good morning, Mr. Bones. How are you? No worries, pal. Thanks for the chance to win. All good fun. Nice to see a giveaway, buddy. Well, I've got another one coming up anyway. Got another one coming up. In fact, if I'm ever passing you a pub, Carlos, I'll probably call in with a few bottles of juice or something like that. You know, I did say that I'd call down at some point, didn't I? It was a pub, wasn't it? I'm sure it was, yeah. Carlos, Boris. Could you do a video on how to make e-liquid? I've actually already got videos up on how to make e-liquid, but you know, I could do another one, I suppose. Yeah, I have actually got one up on how I make me Turkish. So as long as you follow that, you can't go wrong. Anybody ever wants to make their own liquid, by the way, is a piece of software called Juice Me Up. Yeah, totally free of charge. Just type it in, go on Google, Juice Me Up. Excellent piece of software, because in the software you can see how you've got to make your own juice, and also they've got a menu there of, of juices that people submitted. You know what I mean? So you can actually try other people's recipes. But any recipe that you make up yourself, you can save that in there and always refer back to it. And that's what I do. I have my own recipe in there for my Turkish tobacco. So I don't have to keep it up here. All I have to do is go online, press it. It's like, yeah, I'm making 350 mil. That's what I need, and that's what goes in. And I usually make around about 350 mil on my everyday vape. If it's something that I just want to try, I'll make, maybe a 30 mil bottle or something like that. I've never really been one for making 10 mil bottles. It's that cheap. What's the point? Morning, Miss Mike. Is it Michael or is it Michelle? I can't see from that picture there. It's Michelle, isn't it? Yeah. I get my net tobacco concentrates from Best E-Cig liquid. Now, believe it or not, Alan, a lot of people have told me that. I've never tried them yet. Never tried. I think what we do in the vaping industry, basically, when we find something what just sort of hits the mark, we sort of stick to it, don't we? You know what I mean? It's like, and that's what I'm with me at the beginning with Turkish, because I had a supplier that supplied me with Turkish. This was a supplier that made their own Turkish. And then one day they just turned and said, we can't make it anymore, Steve, because there's not that many people buying it. So away it went. And that's what really forced me into hunting the correct one down. I was lucky enough to get a recipe off them because I was a good customer, that sort of thing. You know what I mean? Oh, I was just saying, cool, I'll look at Dark Star. Yeah, it's worth looking at Dark Star. I'm not saying you should buy there. I'm not on, they don't give me anything free. I'm like you, I buy it from there, you know what I mean? I'm just recommending the place that I use, that's all, and it works for me. Uh, Dark Star, I've never sort of says, will you do a review for us or anything like that, or they've never sent me anything free. So I've got no reason to sort of recommend them, you know what I mean, whatsoever. Let's have a look. Yeah, pub matey. Yeah, and I've got a bit of a memory, even though I'm getting old, it's not quite senile yet. Nice, I'll look them up, thanks. Yeah, just look them up. I'm sure there's other play. I mean, depending on where you are, it's another one which is a Bumblebee e-liquids, yeah? They do some awesome e-liquids, but they also now do concentrates. And they've got a good selection of concentrates. And going off the quality of their e-juice, which I have done reviews of, which is very, very good. One of my favourite gold leaf tobaccos is from there. They do concentrates now of their product. So it's not like they're buying it in. It's the concentrates that they're having made to their recipes. Steve, honestly, Steve, I haven't tried Best E-Cig. I think I might have reviewed them a couple of years ago and I slated them, but that was before the introduction of net tobaccos. Because everybody moves on, don't they? And maybe it's worth another look. Maybe I will go down that road and give them a try. Anyway, Steve, yeah, yes, I can see you're going to go now. You're going to go and have a look at Dark Star. No problem at all, mate. As I say, I only came on to do the competition, so I'm nearly out of there myself. Do you know what? Can you imagine that? Imagine going into a Marston's pub, Marston's e-liquid. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've not seen a Guinness one yet, you know what I mean? But yeah, I should imagine, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, if you go back in time, every single pub used to sell cigarettes and cigars. It was part of the business, wasn't it? So why not sell e-cigs and vaping and encourage people to come to your pub who can vape in there, you know what I mean, and buy the juice in there? I'd do it. Like I said, I'd do a chili one. I did say that to you today. Do a chicken tikka one, mate. A chicken tikka e-liquid. They'll vape that and they'll want more booze as they sort of vaping. A Walker's crisp flavour. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. Right, Steve, how do you go on for nicotine? Nick shots are okay unless you vape above 12. Now, I'm going to tell you something right now. I can't tell you where I get my nicotine from. I can't tell you. And for the simple reason, you're not allowed to sell it over a certain strength. So my contacts is my contacts. But I can tell you if you approach most of them, uh, they will do it for you. You know what I mean? They will do it for you. But to be honest, the only other option is basically getting it in from China, and you can get it in from China or a country that doesn't come under TPD. You know what I mean? I know a friend who's been getting it from China, no problem at all. So all I can try to say is do that. I think in 2019 it might change back to the way it was, and we'll be able to buy bottles. I mean, at the end of the day, right now, if I couldn't get a supply, I've got enough supply for the next 2 years anyway. You know what I mean? Because it freezes. So the good thing about it, as soon as you get your big bottle, just stick it in the freezer. Or you buy it up into smaller bottles and stick it in the freezer. Nicotine shots, waste of space. It costs you an absolute fortune to use nic shots. For somebody like me who's on 18 mg on my mix, yeah, uh, I couldn't produce it. I couldn't produce it with nic shots. It's an impossibility because it comes in 18. That's the highest you can get. So by the time you put a concentrate in that, I've just flavoured it. You've lost it. So it's they've not thought it through, and the majority of smokers are not succeeding in vaping purely because they can't get the nicotine strength that they want to. Chili and salted peanut. We can get a salted peanut one, can't you? Steve's curry vape vid was epic. Yeah, it was. Remember that chicken tikka masala. And you know what? I'm still stand by it. Honestly, it did actually taste like chicken tikka masala, but it was a little bit hot. You know what I mean? It was virgin and being a little bit hot, sort of thing. But yeah, it's just an unusual vape. I think the worst one I ever tried was bacon. Yeah, it was the worst thing on this planet. It really was. It was like, oh my god! And yet, some of the Americans used to swear by it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I've got. I think basically, I agree with you 100%. It's something what I said at the very start that going to 10 ml bottles. It was two things. What was wrong with it? Yeah, one was the fact that it was adding to the plastic waste. In fact, I don't know how they're going to do anything about that because in Spain by 2019 they're doing away with plastic. So what's going to happen with their bottles? They're doing away with plastic. And then the other thing is you've got, well, actually, there's another thing as well. You've got dregs left in the bottle, which you can never get out. You're wasting liquid. You're wasting it. You know what I mean? And then the other thing, which was my real bugbear, because as you can see, I mean, I never do my videos with my glasses on. I've only got my glasses on because I need to read this screen on this side. But even with these glasses on, I could not read the labels on a 10 ml bottle of juice. And even now, I still search out. I mean, I get juice from abroad, yeah, because I still want the bigger bottle. I still want the bigger bottle. All this TPD really is, at the end of the day, I can understand it because we do need some sort of regulation but this regulation that we've got has not stopped anybody. It's not stopped anybody making their own juice and selling it. It hasn't because it's still there. There's no vape police going on car boot sales looking at what you're selling. It doesn't exist. When we talk about tanks and it's 2 mil tanks over there, I can go in more or less any vape shop and get a big tank. You know what I mean? So it's all being ignored, really. I think it was just a matter of this is in place because Europe told us to do it, and that's it. I mean, we're the only country in the world that's really proactive for vaping, and yeah, we was all worried at the start, but at the end of the day, it's worked out quite good for us. It really has. Yeah, Shadow, no worries. Checking out the e-liquid videos you made and e-juice milk. Yeah, I mean, I should imagine if you just type in Professor Vapes e-juice making. I think e-juice for dummies. Yeah, I think that's one what I had up. So just check that out. I think that one's a Turkish. Can't remember now. 500 on video. I think 510 videos now. long time. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. I'm going to have to go. I only came on with the results of the competition. So happy vaping. Have a nice day. And I'll catch you in the next video. I might even do one live again. See you. MBK, you're too late, mate. I've just signed out. See ya.